Hey guys, it's Kristen. I'm back. So last week, basically, unfortunately, I guess it was an allergic reaction. I don't know. I've been having some issues with, cystic acne because with endometriosis and PCOS, I get, kind of cystic acne where it's like extremely painful. It's extremely painful. And so I was supposed to take Accutane last year, but things happened with my job and couldn't do that. And I haven't had any issues. I want to say 2018 was the last time that I had like a horrible, horrible breakout to where I had to get antibiotics. So what's weird is I try everything I can. Sometimes I'm able to control it and not take antibiotics, and I've done that for a few years now. And for some reason this time, it's you could probably see it on my arm. It looks like oh god, it looks like I'm like shooting up, and so it's bad. It's all over my chest, all over my face, all over the back of my neck, obviously my arms. And it's weird that I have it right here and also kind of right here and also a little bit on my legs too. I mean, it's just but it's been extremely painful. And today it's extremely painful. And I definitely put on a shit ton of makeup because my face is also just, it looks like if I take this off, it looks like I have like chicken pox or what people be afraid that I had monkeypox or whatever, which is whatever. It's whatever. But yeah, so last week my face was so bad. My face was so bad that I just couldn't do a video last week, and it really sucked because it feels weird now not doing videos because I've been now getting used to doing videos and kind of doing this now. So I don't know. It's more fun now to start kind of doing this. And you know I always have those normal thoughts that come in my come in your head or that's come in my head that is just those thoughts of like, oh well, is this really what you're meant to do, and is this really what you want to talk about, or and I know this is what I meant to do. People may think I'm fucking crazy, and that's fine because that's been my whole life. I've been the weird one, and I guess I could never relate to anybody because I just never fit in with the norm, what everybody is like, the matrix basically. So the matrix of this whole shit show that's going on right now, especially like with TikTok and Facebook and obviously YouTube. But I mean, I my whole life I've never been able to like keep a job because there's always been things that have happened, like especially in my astrology chart I have I can't remember the exact transits or the you know I don't know, I can't remember, but it's basically I have issues with authority and problems with authority. So basically with managers and supervisors, like I've always had issues where I wouldn't do anything and it just happened. But I just always felt like I didn't know what I was supposed to do with my life. I never went to college. I did for a little bit, but that was because I was in high school and I could do that. But really, I for the last few years, it was like 2018 was when things started changing with me and like thinking and things going on, and that's really when I really felt like I needed to speak up or I needed to speak, and I didn't know really what I was supposed to do. But now I feel a lot more comfortable with doing this. And yeah, like I said, hopefully, one day I can have people, like I can like collaborate with people and do whatever. I mean, really, I mean, that's kind of the thing right now, is just to do what you want to do, go out and do something, stop sitting on your phone and looking at your phone all day, and go do something you like, or go do whatever. I started dancing again, which is crazy because I stopped dancing, at 17, and I never thought I was going to dance again. I always thought, but I was always told by doctors and healthcare that I should not do it and that it would make my back worse. And obviously, at this point in my life, I don't really care. I want to live life. After my mom died, I was like, well, I want to live life. And why, I know I have like injuries and problems with my health and things like that, but I just know that that's what I love to do. And I'm back doing it again. And I feel like I said in the early videos, is I feel right now like back whenever I was 13 to like 15 years old, where it's that extreme awkward phase a little bit, where it's a little uncomfortable, and it's because it's really unknown. And so that was the time whenever I moved from Arizona to Oklahoma, and had to, I went from a school that was from like 60 kids to like 1,200, and it was just a whole different environment. And it was pretty hard for me to find people and find friends. And yeah, but I wrote some things down, and I know, I think it was I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was talking about, divine feminine and things that go on with that. And I really was thinking, because this is just kind of an analogy, and I don't, if this offends anybody, it's whatever. I don't really care. This is not what, but, everybody, like most women would admire these princesses, the movies where it's like Cinderella and what was it, Snow White or Sleeping Beauty. I don't know, Rapunzel. I don't remember the other ones, Jasmine or whatever. But as a child, my favorite Disney princess, or I don't know, I wouldn't say really princess, but my favorite character was Pocahontas. And I actually have pictures, my mom took pictures of, I had this Pocahontas sleeping outfit that was like the tan one that she wore in the movie, and I wore it all the time. I really related to the movie as Pocahontas. I'm not talking about real life Pocahontas, because I know that's a different story and different things, and I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the Disney movie. And so I kind of was looking into it earlier and thinking it makes sense now why Pocahontas was my favorite, because Pocahontas really was a very feminine woman. She obviously, obviously it was just, she went out on her own, did things that she needed to do. And especially whenever, what was it, John Smith comes in, and she's kind of, I don't know about this guy. And then, they're like two different people from two different worlds. They're two different people, but they learn to get along with each other. They learn to show each other things about their world and the things that you know, go on in their life. And obviously, you know, they fall in love and things like that. Um, and I remember the where she is singing, you know, Riverbend, and she's on, you know, she's in the river and talking about, you know, uh, basically, you know, why people don't go out and do different things, you know, because everything changes. There's always changes, and you should go with change. You should go with those things. And at the end of the song, when she, you know, sings the choose, what is it? Should I choose the, what is it? I can't remember. But she's, you know, singing about, should I choose the smoothest course, steady as the beating drum? And then she talks about, should I marry Coco? Or is my life, or is my dream coming to an end? Where there was two different you know, she could go to like uh, the faster river, or just like the smooth river that doesn't have any push to it. And that really is something that I think a lot of people, and like a lot of women are going, you know, she's thinking if she marries Cocoam that it's safe because that's what she's told to do or supposed to do, or that's what she thinks that she needs to do for her tribe, you know, or should she go the way that is just her way and what she wants to do with her life and things that she loves and goes with and does whatever she wants to do. And so that part really resonated, and that's what I kind of wanted to talk about today, because that was something that I was like, wow, that's something that really a lot of people choose to go the safe route because it's comfortable, and they don't want to deal with unknown or a lot of changes or things going on, and just kind of sitting around, you know, laying, you know, not doing anything, or just living a life that's just, you know, I would say grandma, kind of like this couch. This is my couch also. Um, so yeah, I mean, right now in this time is, we're now in a time that change is going to happen whether you like it or not. And are you going to go for things? Are you going to go for things in life, or are you just going to just sit around and be stuck? You know, I'm eating Sixlets. I haven't had lunch yet. I've been busy doing things all day, or well, yeah, basically all day. And I go out and I go do things, and and I'm extremely lucky right now that I can do that, because I can stay home and go do whatever I want during the day. Or, you know, like I said, like I go do dance classes, I go, you know, do whatever. I mean, in Oklahoma, there's really not much you can do here, but you can always go hiking, go biking, go in the nature. Over here where I live in Coweta, it's really nice in my neighborhood because at night there's no street lights. There might be one, but it's far away. And so it's pretty pitch black, and you can see the stars, and it's so nice. And so I'm really thinking I really want to make something where I can lay down and just look at the stars, and I love doing that. It's makes me feel like I'm connecting to loved ones, or even just makes me feel, I don't know, just makes me feel a little bit more calm and collective, I guess. So, people need to start doing what you want to do. What did I write down here? So, oh, okay. So I did want to talk about kind of what's going on right now. Like, I was just talking about women. So I've had this problem, and I've talked about it before, and that's Instagram. There is like a study, like I said, do your own research. There's a study that, there's women that are just either suicidal, kill themselves, or they change themselves because they think that they should look a certain way or be a certain way because that's what's showing on Instagram. And it shows up, and we look at these, Instagram models that are obviously showing their body off. And, you can do what you want. And especially, with the OnlyFans stuff, is if you want to do that, good for you. I mean, I'm not going to sit here. I never will sit here and tell somebody that they should not do something, or that they shouldn't be doing OnlyFans or whatever. If you want to do that, that's your life, and that's your path and what you took and the decision you made. So I'm not living your life. I'm living my life. And I know a lot of women are having a hard time right now, especially with body issues. And a lot of women have got fillers. They're, what, I don't know what it's called, but they got their, butt done. Just things done with their face, and, nose jobs. And I've had this conversation before, but there's been a lot of insecurity, especially after I had my first son, because I'm 5'3", 130 pounds, and here I am carrying a 9-pound baby that it just stretched out my stomach so much that it's hard to show that. And there are some women, some brave women that go out and they show that. They show the extra skin and all the stretch marks that go around. I have stretch marks that go all the way around. And then obviously I have loose skin from having a 9-pound baby. But you know what? Like I said earlier, I would never change. I would never change it. I would never go back, because I fought through infertility for 2 years. And that was one of the hardest times of my life. Besides my mom, the infertility was one of the hardest times of my life. And I still remember the pain. I still remember feeling like a failure, and I didn't feel like a woman whenever I kept getting that negative pregnancy test. And it was just negative next month, negative next month, negative. And it just, every time I got a negative, it was just like I got lower and lower and lower. And I went into this deep, deep, deep depression. You know, ate my feelings, gained a lot of weight. I went up from like 100 and I want to say it was 130 still at that time, and I went up to 180. I was, I was like a balloon. Just imagine like a balloon just going. It's kind of how I was just kind of blowing up. And unfortunately, after I had my first surgery, because I needed surgery to find out if I had endometriosis. Well, maybe no, that was the first one. Okay, so the second one. So that was like 6 months later. So 6 months after the first one, I have to had another surgery because I was having more extreme pain, more issues. So I had to go back into another surgery. And that was when the gynecologist came in and told me and said, you know, because obviously with the PCOS, you have insulin resistance. So PCOS is, you know, different. You have what they call thin PCOS, and then you have what you call, you know, fat PCOS or whatever you want to call it. So people with thin PCOS, it doesn't affect their weight. So they don't gain weight from PCOS. But unfortunately, where I'm at with the other side is it makes me gain weight. So I have to watch what I eat. I have to be more aware of what I'm doing and what I'm putting in my body, and I have to move and I have to exercise and do stuff, because if I don't, I get big, and that's with PCOS. And with PCOS, it is extremely hard to lose weight. And the people, you know, a lot of people that don't know about PCOS, they don't understand how difficult it is to lose weight, you know, with having PCOS. It is extremely, extremely hard to lose weight. And it sucks. I mean, there's no way around it. And basically it's just I had to learn to go get myself up, get myself moving. And because of that, I lost 50 pounds. And then I got pregnant after doing everything on my own, especially doing medications. And then I had 3 surgeries, but before I got pregnant, I had 2 surgeries. I was told by my gynecologist that, oh, if you do this laparoscopic surgery, you have a better chance of getting pregnant, and didn't get pregnant. And it's like, oh, 6 months later, oh, well, if you do this surgery, you know, you'll definitely get pregnant. Didn't get pregnant. Just put on metformin. People know, especially PCOS, about metformin. And what else? I was on a lot of things. I was put on a lot of things. And then I was finally told, oh, you got to go to an infertility doctor. And that infertility doctor basically told me, oh, you don't have any other options. There's no other options you can do besides this drug called Lupron. So Lupron is obviously, you know, a chemotherapy drug by Big Pharma, AbbVie, obviously. And they do it obviously it's like puts you in premenopause, and it's the most awful fucking thing ever. And don't do it. Don't ever do it. I mean, it may work for some women, but it is the most awful fucking thing that it is. It's an evil drug. Yeah. And unfortunately, with this drug now, they're using it on transitioning or trans I think it's trans women to men, or it's men. I think it's going from man to female. I'm not sure if that's correct, so don't Don't take my word on that. I'm not sure which one it is. But yeah, they use Lupron, especially, and they use it on children too, because, before they transition or during transition. And let me tell you, it is awful. And there's so many reviews, so many reviews. There was, especially when Obama was in office, there was a website, and it had, asking Obama's administration to take the drug off, like take it off, or recall it, take it away, because it causes so many side effects and issues. And, it's not a good drug. I think there was about 20,000. I want to say there was 20,000 comments. I know whenever I put mine in, it was, I want to say 14,000. But I think it went up to 20. I'm not sure if that's correct as well. But whenever I tried to check to see if it was still there, it was gone. There's another website that actually has everything that you can find about Lupron on there, which is amazing. And so if you want to know more about that, definitely go, Google and research and look. But that's another problem with people, is they're not doing research. They just believe everything that somebody tells them. And it just kind of blows my mind that people on TikTok, or even, watching, going through TikTok, it's just people automatically believe and think that it's true without doing research, or without, making their own mind up and being influenced by other people. Because right now, there is a lot of people that are just being influenced the wrong way. And there was one I saw the other day, and it was this girl talking about these organic tampons. And and I think she had only like 5 containers, used only 5 containers. And she was talking about, she went to the gynecologist and they found a cyst, and they're checking to see if it's cancerous or whatever. And she went on there and posted this TikTok saying, oh, these tampons are, probably caused me cancer and had these issues, and I'm going to get a lawyer and sue. And I was looking at these comments, and all these women are just sitting there like, oh my God, I'm not taking this anymore. I'm throwing it away. Oh, thank you for saying that. Just believing this girl without any research for themselves, without any look at all. And then the very, very few women that went on there to say, well, that's not true. There's probably no way that is even possible. They would get, basically told off. And it's just odd to me that women are kind of just in this illusion of things, and kind of a little bit delusional too. And it's just like, not have any logic in any of these things. And we need to get more of that, because women right now are just, and I am getting out of that. And like I said, I've had issues with my body my whole life. And I have to definitely keep working on that, because I'm probably going to have issues. I am praying that I can get over that, because I have thought about surgery. I've thought about surgery to, get rid of the extra loose skin. But because the last surgery I had for endometriosis and PCOS, and had septic shock afterwards and almost died, I always kind of think about, in my back of my mind, I think, is it really worth possibly losing your life just because it's an insecurity that most people in this world don't care. It's just me. It's just me causing these hurtful things to myself and saying things to myself and thinking that if I do the surgery that everything will be better then. But it really wouldn't have changed that much. And so I'm trying to get into this of just loving my body the way that it is. And women definitely need to start looking more into themselves and, like I said, more logic and stop just believing these things and believing that you should look a certain way and be a certain way and just lost of what you should look like, how you should be, what you should be doing. And I know women we're growing up, it's and in men too. We, with the society and with all the matrix, we were told, oh, this is what you do. This is how you're supposed to be. This is how boys are. This is how men are. Well, this is how women are, and this is how, and it's just, it's going to take time for all of us to get to this point of getting out of that and doing our own thing, finding the piece of you and be you completely, and that's it, and not following what everybody else is doing. And I think that's why, I don't know, I think that's why I'm going to be okay during this time, because especially with all these changes that are about to happen in the world, I've had so many fucking things happen in my life constantly that I'm used to it. I am used to constant things happening to me. And especially it's big things that really just, it's like, it's just one of those things that just knock you off your feet. And you just kind of lay there and you go, oh, fuck. I don't want to get up. You just kind of lay there and you just, fuck, I don't want to get up. And then at some point you're just like, I got to get up. I got to get out of this. I need to get out of this. And then you finally get up and you move. And then you're back, and you got to learn to get up faster, start getting up faster. And I know I can bring a lot of that to people that haven't dealt with that, because I have dealt with a lot. I have dealt with a lot of changes and issues and problems in my life that I can help people. And I will talk about anything. If somebody wants me to talk about health care, I will talk about it. Endometriosis, PCOS, talk more about that. Whatever, septic shock. I need to talk about the story of my septic shock, but anything spiritual. Recently, I don't know if I, no, I did. I talked about in my last video that I was thinking about going to school or not taking classes to learn astrology. And so I still haven't looked into that yet. I have been extremely busy. I need to do that. But this is a time where if you feel like you need to do something, or you just don't know yet, just try things. And if you feel like go do it. You only live once. I mean, this is life. Why waste it? Why waste your time? Because you don't get it back. I have so much in my book. It's crazy. Okay, so yeah. That's the other thing too is I did want to talk about this, which was a spiritual. So there is now a new like kind of spiritual trend or whatever you want to call it that's on TikTok right now. There's a new thing now where these women are coming out and talking about how they have been saved. They have been saved from, a cult and that there were demons around, or they got maybe possessed or had demons in them and got, got delivered or whatever. I don't remember what this one woman said, but it was crazy. And they were talking about how tarot, astrology, what is it? Anything that was with magic, anything occult is now evil. And that it's from the devil or demons, and you're dealing with the dark whenever you deal with those things. And that they got delivered and now they are saved and they're now with God or whatever that. And if you want, like I said, these women, if that's what you want to believe, go believe it if you want to believe it. I'm not going to tell you what to believe or not, but I am going to have my opinion and say that is a fucking insane. Oh yeah, and the other thing was yoga. Someone said that yoga was demonic, basically. Yoga. That was creepy. So I just had one of these just moved out of nowhere. I didn't touch them. I didn't do anything, and it just moved on its own. And now the screen's popping. Someone's here. Maybe it's my mom. That is so crazy. That is so crazy. That's awesome. But yeah, they were talking about yoga and that it's demonic. And the thing that I am going to say about all of this is, as a Christian, and this is just coming from me, as a Christian, it does not matter if you do a cult, if you don't do a cult, if you listen to other music, if you don't listen to that music, if you live a good Christian life, or if you don't live a good Christian life or do whatever. As a Christian, we're going to be tested all the time. There's demons around us all the time. And guess what? If you are doing something that's demonic, then the devil likes that and won't fuck with you. Because they know, and he knows, or if he's a he, if the devil knows that you're doing something that is demonic, he's like, awesome, great, good. He's happy about that because it's not of the light and God. So I just don't understand that dynamic of how can you have all these demons? I mean, if you're more of a Christian and apparently doing the good things, which this is true, if you are doing what you need to do and what God has planned for you, the devil hates that. The devil hates that. And the devil will bother you more than the person that's doing apparently astrology, occult, yoga, whatever. I just I just accidentally played my podcast, but yeah, not my podcast, but a different podcast I was listening to earlier. Leo King, awesome, amazing, amazing, amazing astrologer. And I don't care what anybody says. And if you don't know who David Palmer is, the Leo King, he's just so intelligent and knows his stuff. Great astrologer. If you don't know, if you go check him out, just go check him out. He's amazing. And anyways, yeah, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and more in the light and with what God wants you to do as a Christian, the devil is going to bother you and cause more issues with you than they are with somebody who apparently is doing something that is evil or of the devil. And also, and to me, this is, like I said, this is my opinion. If you're doing tarot and you have good intentions and you're speaking to your angels or spirit guides, to me, why would a demon be around or the devil, why would it be demonic then if you're having good intentions or good feelings about things? To me, it is just, what bothers me about this trend is going and using religion to hate on something that is of something, spiritual or something else that somebody is connecting with God or their angels, and you believe that it's demonic. So now you're going to put a trend out that, oh, this is demonic and this is of the devil, and you need to be saved and go to Jesus. And to me, that is just, it's, people get too influenced by others. And then this is the other thing is people just continue to copy each other all the time. Like that, like trends. Because one person came out and said, oh, I got 1,000 demons out of me because I did tarot. And it's just, and then somebody else comes out and goes, oh, I did this too, and the same thing, but a different story. And it's just, also there's other people who will just completely copy. And that's the other thing on TikTok is just, I can hardly get on TikTok because it's people doing the same thing that somebody else is doing and copying. And YouTube does that too. There's people, it just can't be original and be themselves because they don't know themselves. They don't know who they are. They haven't looked into themselves yet. And this is what I've talked about even from the beginning of my videos is we have to learn to know ourselves and go in and heal whatever's going on. We cannot continue to be victims and go, well, so-and-so did this to me. My parents did this to me. You're an adult now. And yes, you have to learn to heal, and it's going to continue to hit you sometimes. But you have to go into it, and you have to learn to also, you don't have to forgive somebody, but for me, I had to learn to forgive people who had hurt me and left me or whatever, and had to also forgive myself for things that I did and know that I did wrong, that now I can work on things and try to be more aware of patterns and behaviors that I'm doing. But a lot of people, they don't know themselves. They don't know who they are. They're so lost in the matrix because they're following what everybody else is doing, and they've done that since probably a child. Because that's the whole thing is, like, you know, when you have the jocks and cheerleaders and the football players and, you know, the popular people, and that continue to be kind of a thing that, you know, kept going, and trends, and, oh, well, you should be this trend, and you should be this because you'll be better than everybody else, or on the top, or whatever. And it's just not true. I've always, I have a Venus, my Venus is an Aquarius. So that means I don't have a type. I don't have a type. I never had a type of who I would date. It was more of, you had to pop out to me. It was more, for me, it's more of confidence. Confidence in showing that you can be that person, and you can show up and know who you are and go. And, you know, obviously I did pick some wrong people, but everybody does. And that's what that's what, you know, you have to learn. And in this life, I have to learn how to do relationships. And that's with everyone. That's with friends, family, you know, it's something that, you know, it's pretty difficult for me, but yeah, and I can't be traditional like everybody else. I'm not like everybody else. I like my space. I love my space. I love my freedom. I have to have my freedom. If I don't have it, it's just, I get too much energy, and if I can't release that energy on my own and be alone, I can't. I just can't. And I love my alone time because I can learn to be with myself, and I love being with myself. And I can love to go out and do things on my own and be by myself. I can go into a restaurant by myself and I don't care. And I go to movies by myself, enjoy myself by myself, and love myself. But I have to learn to love myself in different ways that I have now found out and gone into. But this whole point of all of that is people need to learn to go in, and they should have done that already, and do the work. But I know everybody has their own timing and own path in this life. Just because there is astrology transits that goes, oh, well, you have to be this right now. Sometimes there are people that it's not their time yet, and they have to go through certain things before they can get there. And it's sad that some people don't know who they are, and they don't know what to do. And like I said, I don't know where this is going to go. All I know is this is how I feel, and I love putting out these videos now, and I love speaking. I do. I love talking. Especially, I love talking. But, you know, women got to show up. You got to show up and show your beauty and be that loving, beautiful, courageous woman, and strong. And we got to help each other. We got to learn to figure out how we can come together as masculine and feminine, because this matrix is just, it's too messed up. And it's so confused with people who don't know who they are. Because obviously we see this. We see people, they don't know who they are. And we got to help each other. And we got to learn to come together and raise up. So, yeah. This is my video today. But yeah, I was really upset that I couldn't do the video last week, because I really wanted to do the video. And I'm telling you, it's crazy that through this, but If I had my phone, you could probably see it with my face, but I'm so upset that this is going on right now. And I thought maybe it was stress because I have been stressing out a lot. Um, and maybe it was, I don't know. It's just unfortunately it's got infected. It is so, I'm telling you, it is so bad. I kind of want to show it, but I don't because it's gross. It really is, and I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you whenever I say it's all over. I'm not kidding you. It's all right here. It's all up here. It's all here. It's all back here. And like I said, here, here, and someone. It's just, it's something I have to deal with, and I need to call a dermatologist so I can get in and be seen. And unfortunately, this is stuff that I've had to deal with, especially with endometriosis and PCOS. It's not fun. It's not fun, and it makes me kind of insecure because I don't like this. I don't like this because I have scarring on my body because I've had so much, cystic acne and things going on because of it. And that's something too. I mean, I have to learn how to, and I'm praying this is the only time that this has become worse, but I have to learn to figure out what can not flare up, or what may be something I'm eating or doing, or I have to figure all that out. And so I encourage you, if somebody's going through that and it's the same thing, or that there's something going on with your body and you don't know what maybe is causing it, write it down. Write things down of what you ate, what you had to drink, if you took any medication, if you use any other soap, different soaps or whatever. But so then you can go back, and if there was a flare up, you can look and see if there was any changes and see, oh, maybe it's this, and this. I've had to learn that because I've had to do that. And yeah, it's definitely not fun. PCOS and endometriosis is not fun. And I have, since I had COVID and I was sick for 2 weeks, and then I had all of this weird stuff, and I just now started feeling better about like a week ago. And actually last week it was actually pretty bad with all that, but I have now gone back to the gym again. So I'm really trying to work on my body and myself, but to be more healthy, in a healthy way, not in a way that I had been doing it in the past. But everybody has different ways of doing stuff and different ways of eating and sleeping and doing all of these things. And so, yeah. And I'm rambling on about stuff. But yeah, okay. Well, this was a good video. I think it's still popping up. So I mean, I guess I have spirit guides with me. It's crazy. Anyways, I may do another video this week. We shall see. But I will see you guys later. And yeah, bye-bye.